If you're ready to take back control of your health, you are in the right place. Welcome to Awaken Wellness with me, Tanya Candy, registered nurse and health coach. Now, I'm not your typical nurse. I consider myself divorced from traditional healthcare. I broke free of the sick care system in 2019 when I realized that the root cause to my sickness, my autoimmune disease, and my chronic pain was me. If you're ready for truth, for clarity, for honesty in a tough, love, compassionate way, I'm the coach for you. Join me while we dig into our root causes of sickness and disease. Right? Am I here? I am here. Hey, it is Nurse Tanya. Oh man, this week I kind of feel like I am been resurrected, buried and resurrected in a sense. Oh man, the crud caught me. Oh, so much to talk about. So much to talk about. So let's get into it. I do want to give you guys a little recap and updates. I am always really, even with my own belief system, having this internal struggle and turmoil with the germ theory versus the train theory, right? So I really lean more towards the train theory, but I think there's got to be somewhere where it kind of blends together when a little of both of those perspectives fit in, because I do think that we are being subject to a lot of unnatural things right now. Every year, every month, there's something new in our environment, some new toxins. So those things are new. Those were being newly exposed to, right? And like train theory, if I was all in and like totally we can't catch anything from anyone, I still am like, oh, what is true about that? Because there are new contagions out there, right? There are new even biological weapons that my body is just newly going to be exposed to. But it's still up to my immune system how it's going to react, how it's going to deal with those things, right? So no matter what, we want to think of our immune system as a first and foremost a detox system. So no matter what we do, we always want to be on top of our detox game, on our pathways, and that is predominantly on our liver, and trying to give our body, even when it's compromised, what the tools that it needs to do its best for us. So, if you are interested, last week, so it was exactly a week ago, I really, my whole talk, my whole open hours was about showing you the spots on my scalp that I had been treating. So, I first put some black salve on them January 27th, I believe it was. So, that's getting to be about, well, still really not a whole lot more than 2 weeks ago, give or take between 14, 20-ish, not that long ago. So if you were interested in that, it would take me a minute to go through all the photos from way back then. I have to dig through on my phone, but go back and watch that video. It is on YouTube or it's on my Facebook feed, so you can see. I do, for anybody who was here or came here hoping for an update, wants to see how the sores on my scalp are healing. This is today's picture. You can see how amazing that is. It's still red, but with new tissue and just really filling in. This is the other one that was that one was deeper, the deeper of the two, and it's just super nice filling in. I've been keeping a friend of mine, uh, a TikTok friend, really. She had sent me some rosemary oil, so it's a hair and scalp oil. I've been keeping that moistened, keeping it moistened up with that. I will see if I can quick file. Um, the pictures are just hard because there's so much hair there in the way in it. So it's really hard to see the depth of how deep those sores were. Um, if I find one, mm, yeah, it's just super hard to see. So maybe I'll just show you what came out of it. So this is what came out of the one. You can see how deep that is. So that is the eschar that came out. And then my body is just really nicely healing in. So that is definitely what led me to go so crazy with some detox stuff. Um, let's see, over on Instagram, there's quite a bit of comments. Let's see, I did flip it over. Let me see if I can answer them. Um, oh yeah, sorry, sorry, Keith, but yes, I have been using that Electrobox daily, every day since I got it. Sometimes, Keith, we have to understand how sick we really are and how long it takes to heal. So I think the electro box is helping me to detox and to push these rogue cells out of my body for sure. But like my healing journey is deep. Like I'm not an easy case. So over on Instagram, I was just looking at the comments and um they're hard to answer directly the way I'm streaming, but I can see um, Keith, who makes this electro box. Let's see, I could grab mine and show you guys. You know, he claims that if you're going to use this electro box, you're never going to get sick again. And I'm sorry to burst your bubble, Keith, but that's just not true because we are all in different stages of healing, and your body can only deal with these things one layer at a time. Like, so my jawbreaker, the center of the jawbreaker, maybe these rogue cancer cells were in the center of my jawbreaker. I don't know. But I do know in my body, I've got Lyme disease, I've got raging Epstein-Barr virus. So, just a little background of what I'm fighting. Um, I do amazing on the day to day. And over the last 4 years, I have healed so much, but my journey is far from over. So we have to be patient with our body. We have to be patient with our healing process. So these rogue cells, right, are all part of that process. My my labs for my Epstein-Barr or my Hashimoto's, so I just retook them like a couple weeks ago and they're improved. My antibodies are improved at what was it? 3,700 something. They were up at 4,500. So these things are complicated. These things don't just all of a sudden revert when you have that much healing to do because you're using one thing, because you're using the electro box, or because you're doing something else. So it's a process. We want to normalize it. We want to say that, you know, one thing is going to fix something, but that's just not true. So you can hear since last week, um since I went live and did my office hours, I felt really pretty amazing. And then Thursday, it was that evening, I started feeling a little a little sore throat. Sorry, Keith, but got the sore throat. Use the electric box. It didn't just magically take it away. This kept progressing on me. So then Thursday, I did my ionic foot bath and I did Rife at the same time. So I really pushed that detox reaction. I knew that I was probably going to herx myself. And because of the skin treatment I was doing, I had been doing a bunch of methylene blue, and I think I overdid it with that. I think I have MTHFR mutation, so that complicates everything. My like then when I got sick last week Thursday, I scanned myself and muscle tested myself, and it was liver and bile congestion, left lung and brain was where my problems were. The root cause was Lyme. So no matter what I'm doing, my body is always still working on mitigating that Lyme. For me, it gives me a wrong curvature in my spine, and that Lyme is really in my spine. A lot of scoliosis is Lyme. So for me, like this is all just me. You can I'm telling you about my healing journey, and you can apply it to, maybe things that you know about yourself or things that you've wondered about yourself. But anyway, I hit it hard. I hit those detox things hard, and I really forced myself into a herx reaction. So for a couple days, I had fever, I had body ache. I mean, I felt rough. And now I've still got the cough, still mitigating the cough. And that might be a different layer. That might be like the RSV crud that's going around that everybody else kind of has. So I am one who really pushes it and really experiments on myself when it comes to the detox and um, what I'm willing to do. So so I'm getting distracted by looking at those comments again on Instagram. So I'll get back to comments later. So I do appreciate everybody who's watching. So I want to kind of shift gears a little bit, and like this sickness that is going around, people are so sick. So I want to encourage people and kind of go through a few things that we have available here at the store that you can use to help yourself, your immune system, your detox system fight the good fight, right? So a lot of it, of course, we have to be so careful about what we eat and what we drink, staying away from sugar. Like, it's scientifically proven. If you want, I can PubMed it and bring up the studies, but sugar absolutely blocks your immune system. So no matter what, you want to refrain from sugar, refrain from alcohol. Alcohol blocks your body's ability to detox. So refraining from those things, refrain from dairy, gluten, your inflammatory foods, anything like that. On a day-to-day basis is great, but when you're sick, especially, just to give your body a little bit extra tools, to give your body a little bit extra break. Some things that home remedy stuff for cough that we keep at the store. We did down some little slippery elm bark, so we just packaged it smaller so our customers didn't have to buy like a whole big pack of slippery elm. But slippery elm, we like to take it and add it to some raw honey. You can do it just by the dose, or you can do up a whole container. But the slippery elm and the honey together really help soothe that throat. So different ways that you can use that. You can just do it by the spoonful if you want, like just eat the honey. Or if you are doing a tea, you can put this in your tea. Like one of my favorite teas when I'm not feeling good is I just like to take a tea bag, a green tea, black tea, whatever you prefer, take a couple of your essential oil, your thieves, and dot it on the tea bag, and then make your tea, and then add your slippery elm honey. Now at the store, Bonnie, my assistant, she makes some really nice, she uses local honey, and then she adds like turmeric and ginger and all sorts of great spices to it. So that too you can do by the spoon. We call that nature's antibiotic. So it's great when you're sick, it's great when you're not sick. It gives a really kind of chai type spice to your tea, so it's great. Those are some things. um this is a tea that I whipped up that is for sinus support, sinus relief. So this one would be great to do, and then do your slippery elm honey in with it. This has got peppermint, eucalyptus, oregano, thyme, and sweet cinnamon. So you just make that by the cup. That's a great little sinus tea. This is a vitamin C tincture. Well, I shouldn't say tincture. You can make it into a tincture. I don't do that at the store. I keep everything in the tea form and then let you decide what you're going to build with it. But my vitamin C, so I haven't found a resource for Camu Camu, but Camu Camu is a great source of vitamin C if you've got it. It really definitely tastes sour, so it can be a little bit difficult to take if you're putting it in a smoothie or however you're doing it. You want it to be kind of a fruit smoothie because it's a little, definitely tastes like citrusy. But this vitamin C, you're just going to do again like a tea in hot water. I've got moringa in it for just vitamin quality. I've got hibiscus, echinacea, astragalus, um, orange peel, elderberry, and rose hips. So they are all things that are very vitamin C packed in a whole food way. So that has been a great little pick me up. It's only $5, so it's super affordable for anybody to use. Let's see. Let's We talked about those. We sell a ton of silver all year round, but this is great to help boost your immune system as well as fight if you're actually fighting an active bacterial or viral issue. So, again, viral, do we believe in viruses? Who knows what we believe anymore, right? But we do know that we're actually sick. So, we go through a lot of silver. We keep that at the store. Um, I do not directly advise people on the use of things like this, but we are fans. We do use this, and we do use things like this. My husband and I do. So, again, I don't have the right license behind my name to advise you on how to use that, but I am a fan, especially when you're sick, when you have things going on. Always, if you're using products like that, come in with a binder. At the store, we keep so many different binders. This one is from Azure Well. It is a bentonite clay. So that is not my first choice. A binder. This is really great if you've eaten something crappy, like, and you need instant relief. But as far as when you're detoxing and maybe you're killing stuff or trying to wash your cells, this is not the binder for that. So it all depends on what you're binding. Um, Designs for Health has got this activated charcoal binder that's kind of a hybrid. It does have charcoal, but it's also got some zeolite. So that gets extra credit with me is for the zeolite. And it's got the broken cell wall Cruella. So that is a good combination. It's very well rounded. This is great to have in your medicine cupboard, even for like those food poisoning, like occasions, or if you were around somebody that was some kind of sick and you're just hoping that you don't have to become that kind of sick as well. This is great as needed. Great when you're doing any kind of cleanse. I like that binder a lot. Cellcore. is the Cadillac binders. If it is in your budget, I carry all of their binders right now. They currently have 3 tablets and 1 powder called Carboxy. So we have those on hand. The biotoxin binder is kind of the go-to first line of defense binder. It's got the fulvic and humic acid, so we use a lot of that. These ones are going to be a little bit better about that blood-brain barrier type of thing and really getting deeper at the cellular level. I just recently started using Touchstone products, and I can put a link if I'll remember in the comments for Touchstone. Touchstone is a great zeolite binder. That's what this is. That you spray it in your mouth. Great for kids. Very, very easy and really low chance that you're going to herx or anything with this binder. And then it is paired with a fulvic as well. So just a couple of drops of fulvic. This is another great binder. I do have these at the store. I imprint in them, so it works really great to imprint into in combination when I'm treating especially kids. When we get specific on their body composition with the imprint and then add the zeolite, we really can expel some parasites in a very pleasant, mild, and effective manner. So we do a lot of that. Yeah, speaking of that, we are, I think, depending on where you're at tonight is probably the full moon. I was thinking it wasn't until the 14th, but it was pretty full in our neighborhood last night. So just quick looking for comments if there's anything else going on, but I will look at those comments later when I'm not trying to multitask on different platforms. Got a few people watching on YouTube, so that's cool. Other things, if you are like down and out, you feel like you have an infection, that is when things like this high dose oregano oil come in. So you can obviously make your own oregano oil, right? So usually most people just use a good bunch of oregano. I keep that raw for people here at the store. You can take your oregano and then you're going to let it sit or infuse, if you have a fancy infuser, into some organic olive oil is what we're usually seeing people do with oregano oil. You can do it into an alcohol and make yourself a tincture. Like that works good too. I do carry a little brand of tincture, alcohol tincture with oregano, but this is usually my go-to. So if you've got an infection, this Designs for Health oregano is the bomb. Designs for Health also has a really high concentrated garlic called alicillin that I keep on stock as well. So those are where we go for infection type stuff. Or another thing that I love, for if you feel like you've got a little bacterial thing going on, is the andrographics. So I carry that from MediHerb. And I do have a couple of other products like this one here, this immune support packet. The Immune Tone Plus does have some of the andrographics in it. So you'll find that in a lot of these herbal blends that are like your high power, really helps mitigate bacteria. The andrographics, this is one that is really nice to have in your medicine cabinet before you need it. So we keep that in the store. This has got 40 tablets, or there's a bigger bottle with more tablets. What else is in there? Some echinacea, of course, some holy basil, amazing, and echinacea. So it's a nice blend that helps mitigate bacterial issues, and it's immune boosting. So if you're not convinced it's bacterial, but you definitely know your body needs help, this is wonderful. In fact, I knew I would do that. I took some home, forgot to take it this morning, and I don't want to open another bottle, so now I have to wait till I get home. Okay, so that I wanted to mention. Really good. Everybody should have this on hand before you need it. It should be in your cupboard and ready to go. Then these packets are so handy and they have got a little bit of everything. Again, they will help pull you out if you've already got the crud, but we're always better off if we're doing these things to prevent the crud from happening, right? So in here, this has got mold. They're like pillow packed. So there are 5 different pills, all like done up and ready for you. So you can throw it in your pocket or whatever. But it's got that Immune Tone Plus with your herbs, and included in the herbs are medicinal mushrooms, herbs, all to help support your immune cells, like your T cells, your helper cells, your killer cells. So we're helping literally support that foundation. And then there is a vitamin A, D, E, and K. So your fat soluble vitamins, there's a tablet with them. There is a NAC. So we all know we need that NAC as a driver to open things up. So your body makes more glutathione, keeps your glutathione is your master antioxidant. And that's one we could talk about too. I have a glutathione in a pump. And I've got a tablet. So glutathione is always good. Our body makes glutathione, that pathway, that NRF2 pathway that reduces as we age. So there's many different herbs that will stimulate that NRF2 pathway. And then we have, of course, a tablet with the C, the vitamin C, and that is going to be ascorbic acid. So that's not our favorite, of course. But when you need help, when you have got a lot of free radicals and you're sick, that can make a huge difference. It's also got some quercetin in it, which is very helpful. And then there is a zinc supreme. And in the zinc has got your zinc, your B vitamins, and some malic acid. So to make that all more efficiently, super handy, all packed up and ready for you to go. Other things on that respiratory, like infection, sinus infection, we've got golden seal. So golden seal is an amazing herb. This is paired with, oh, nope, it's not paired with anything. It's just the golden seal. So golden seal, especially for your sinuses, if you've got a sinus infection, the golden seal and mucousy stuff. If you're having mucus problems, think golden seal. If you're thinking sinus infection, think golden seal. So we have that in stock as well. This one, RES CO, is a great little herb. I'm out of the liquid 1-to-1 herbal blend. I just have the pill left right now. But it's got licorice, mullein, ginger, fennel, thyme. So many good things that are going to keep you going. Mucus, very good for mucus issues. So we have that on stock. And then just staying mineralized. We carry a few different flavors and a few different styles of like these power packs. So these power packs have got your minerals, plus they've got your zinc, your selenium, your potassium. This one's got some black elderberry extract. It's got boron, B6, niacin, thiamine, D3, C. So it's really great with power packed with all of those antioxidants that you need, and easy, super easy to use. They're individually packaged, super easy to give kids. So this is a great option as well. And then we keep Shilajit, we keep things, like the good lozenges, cough drops, the honey pops for kids. Um, we have quite a bit of mushrooms. This one's a powder. So I've been cooking with the mushrooms. I found a recipe that is got a bone broth recipe, and you put the medicinal mushrooms in it with some astragalus and some other, I think, calendula, like a really unique recipe. So things that we can be doing at home in our own kitchen if we have time and if we have the notion to benefit. But these mushrooms are powder. I mean, you can do so many things. Add them to your coffee if you want, or add them to hot water with some different, like that honey that we sell would be great. Like use your imagination. So many things that you can do. And then things like this are we carry a full line of energetics. So these cords, these homeopathy cords, this virus cord really helps your body mitigate whatever it's fighting. Then there's one that's like flu tone or relief tone that help with the aches and pains as well of being sick. So, man, oh, last week when I was rough, I took a bunch of these home, and I just about every hour, every 2 hours, I had taken a lot of lymph active because the detox that I was doing really had my lymph nodes um, jammed up and whatnot. So was taking a lot of lymph active, having to pee a lot. So about every couple hours when I was up, I was just taking. I had the bacteria cord, the viral cord. Oh, what other one? The flu tone. So it just kept taking those every few hours, and really um, trying to encourage everybody that don't don't fear the fever. Like if you are sick or if you're detoxing and you get a fever response, that is your body's way of killing bacteria. So I know it's uncomfortable, I know it is not any fun, but for the most part, if you can just get through it, I did a lot of soaks, bathtub soaks. I did not soak in Fulvic because it was such a mess and I didn't have the energy to clean the bathtub. But so just think about your soaks. Magnesium pushes things in, right? And then like your borax or your salt, your baking soda, that draws things out. So like magnesium, if you're soaking because of tired sore muscles, so like peppermint, lavender with some magnesium, the magnesium's gonna carry the stuff in to your body. Oh, and then I love the raindrop technique from Young Living. So I did a lot of that on my feet. I just mixed them all together, had my husband drop it on my spine, did a lot of the feet, like the rock and roll, feet maneuver. I can't think of what it's called right now. And then I would put, then I wanted that to go in. So soak with magnesium and just drop those oils in the bathtub and soak those in. If I was wanting to pull out, then I did the borax and the baking soda and the salt to pull things out. So, depending on what my thought was, I did a lot of soaks going both ways. Um, Sorry, distracted by comments again, but I love comments. I love to know that you're here. I love to know that you have some comments. The other little tool that I just got, I have not tried this. We have it on the shelf, and it is recommended by Dr. Artis. It is a foreign protein cleanse to mitigate spiked responses. So I have that in store as well. Like even with my reading glasses on, the lighting is so bad and those words are so small, I cannot read them. Another thing that we use to mitigate that spike protein is a cardiac blend that's got enzymes in it, and then we use para-3 and we use carboxy. So that is a really good blend for spike proteins as well. Right, I think that is about goods for me. Then I got to go around putting all this stuff away. So, of course, rest, we all know that. We talked about no sugar already. We talked about trying to stay away from your over the counter fever reducers and pain medication. So, and even cough suppressing. So, I did take home, I just needed to sleep, and the cough comes at night, right? I can't reach that from here. The cough comes at night. I took home some of this. This is a homeopathy from, where's my camera? Can't see it. From Picana. And it is a cough suppressant. There we go. It is a cough suppressant, and it really did help. I slept well last night. So, for the most part, we try not to get in the way of what the body is using for tools, right? Like if we're coughing, the body is coughing. It's a detox pathway. It's coughing something up and out. So we don't want to stifle that like 24/7. But last night I just felt like I needed some sleep, and it really did work for me. I was really pleasantly impressed. And another thing that really works for me at night is the diffuser. I like the Young Living Oils blend. Raven, I think, is the one that I had at home. And I can go to bed feeling a little stuffed up, put that in, and just boom, like that. I can sleep with my mouth closed again. So that's great. Other things that you'll hear a lot of people talking about are things like nebulizing hydrogen peroxide. I personally have not played with that. If you are wanting directions for that, I do believe we usually go to Dr. Mercola's website, or some of those bigger those bigger doctors are going to give you the directions. Those are things, like I said, I haven't personally played with it, and I don't have the right letters behind my name to give people advice on that, nor do I feel comfortable. Maybe if I've just never felt led to play with that myself. Um, but a lot of people do. A lot of people talk about that. Another thing that I do that I would recommend that is pretty benign is if you take food grade hydrogen peroxide, and just put drops on a Q-tip, and then put that Q-tip as far as you're comfortable with, and just clean the inside of your nasal passages. I do find that beneficial. Food grade hydrogen peroxide is one of those things you can put diluted. You can gargle with it, especially if you've got like the sore throat or the tonsil stones or things like that going on, can be beneficial. Some people do ingest that, like small drops at a time. They will ingest some of that food grade hydrogen peroxide. So that too, can't think. Maybe Dr. Artis would give you some directions on that. Let's see. Just gonna quick look on over on Instagram. They've got quite a conversation going in the comments, and see if there's anything that you guys. I'm looking at Instagram right now. It is a little bit delayed, but I'm about to get off my voice. This is about all I can do. I'm going to start coughing pretty soon. But if there's anything you guys want me to quick address before I jump off of here. I see Angela's acting about natural things for UTI. Has tried D-Manos and oil of oregano. So, Angela, I would say, have we tested? Like, do we know what bacteria we're dealing with? We kind of need to know what the bacterial issue is, and if the UTI is really there, or if there's just maybe a pH problem, or something else that makes it feel like there is an infection. Like, do we know? Like, do we have labs to support that there is or isn't an infection? With a lot of UTI stuff, sometimes if we do a stool sample and do like a stool test, we'll see that people who have recurrent UTI issues, there is there's a microbe called Smith-Bacter pigii or something like that. It has pigii in the end of it. That one is known. If that thing is kind of too high, if there's too much of that bacteria, that can give you kind of recurrent kidney or UTI. And I need my list. I don't have my list. I've got, but there's a couple of gut bacteria that are directly connected with chronic UTI and kidney things. So that would be, if we're talking about somebody who's suffering a lot, like that's kind of the thorn in their side. Sometimes we can fix it by fixing the gut. If we can get the gut stable and all things peaceful there, the UTI things will resolve on their own. Another thing I see a lot with parasite work is Para 2 from Cellcore really goes after a lot of different rogue bacteria. Parasites, biofilms, things like that can really settle in the bladder as well. So sometimes when we just do a complete foundational cleanup, like the 120-day detox foundation, that UTI stuff really improves. I know years and years ago, the first time I did a parasite cleanse, that was where I noticed the improvement first was in my bladder. So parasite, maybe it's not a bacteria, maybe it's a parasite, maybe it's biofilm, maybe it's something else there. All right, it doesn't look like there's any other major comments for me, so I will make sure on the replays and address the comments or the questions as they come. We are going to have a great week. My husband and I are taking off for 2 weeks, around 2 weeks. We were going to go to that event in Texas that got canceled, so we're still going on vacation. We're going to drop into Missouri and see my sister and my parents, and then over to Oklahoma. I've got a daughter and the most adorable grandkids there ever to go see, as well as some other families. So I'll be on the road. I'll have a lot of travel time, so I'll be on my computer, I'll be on my phone. If anybody needs to get a hold of me, just reach out. Other than that, we're going to have some great time. I appreciate you guys all for jumping in on the live stream. See you in the comments. Please remember that I am not a full-time content creator. So every like, every share is amazing, is wonderful. I have got opportunities for new clients to work with me. I work um, one-on-one. I do big packages, like if you need big time help, if you need coaching, if you need motivation, if you need hand holding, I do that as packages. Or here in locally, one to one, I work virtually, one to one as well. So I am here to help you get control of your health. I know I'm not the picture of health, right? But I always say I am nowhere near I want to be or perfect where I need to be, but praise the Lord, I am not where I used to be. 5 years ago, when I started this journey, I was really crippled with fibromyalgia pain, and I was I was in trouble. I was really in trouble. So right now, I don't sound like the picture of health, but this is just a moment of time. This is a temporary setback on the road to where I'm going. So I'm glad to have the opportunity to dig in deep into my detox journey. I've got some amazing things launching soon, some new products, some new companies that are even advanced past Cellcore, who are they're combining things. So we take less pills and they're more effective. So I'm going to experiment with me. Bonnie's going to experiment. I'll have Michelle do some experimentation, my husband. So we're going to play with it for a few months to really see how we feel about it before we launch it for everybody else. Another thing that is launching in a couple months, I am super excited about. You're going to hear me recommend it for absolutely everybody. Is Designs for Health is launching a new saliva test for a genetic profile that will go through all your SNPs deeper, more in a deeper way. The tests that they had before kept breaking down, so it gave them a lot of place to see where they could improve things. And their new improved version of that will be launching in a couple of months. So I'm super excited about that. I love that genetic profiling, so we know exactly what you need for support in order to get well. My other favorite test is their metabolomics test that tells us about your mitochondria. It's a little organic acid, so your nutrition, but it tells us what we need to get your body revved up, we got to work on your mitochondria before we can ask your body to heal anything. So I love that test as well. And then they've got just a really nice, very affordable GI test that is great for everybody to, no matter what we do, we've got to heal the gut. So we need to know what the code is. We need to know what your blueprint is. So we're not guessing and we're not wasting money on products that we don't need. So that's what none of us want to do. We all want to quit guessing and wasting money and do some testing, whether it's bioenergetic or whether it's a functional or blood work or whatever. We want to know exactly how to target each stage. And for me, about every 30 days, we want you to grow, to bloom. Like every 30 days we need to evaluate, because if we're doing things right, you're not the same in the next 30 days and the next 30 days and the next 30 days. We are working on your job breaker. So every month, I mean, we could say every day you're a new creature, but nobody wants me changing your supplements or your doses every day. That's just too much. So 30 days at a time is about all a person can keep up with. That's all I can keep up with anyway. So thank you, everybody. Like, share, and we'll see you from the road next week. Get all shut down here everywhere. See you next week. God bless you.